There are 5 stages of wealth. You know, when we look at a bell curve, we know that the masses are usually here in the center, and then there are tails on the negative side and the positive side. Sometimes we might call these people positive deviants from the norm, and these are negative deviants from the norm. When I talk about the stages of wealth, we have strivers, and these people are always striving, trying to achieve happiness or financial independence. All too often, these people are sort of like financial jellyfish. They will always have too much month left at the end of their money and so forth. They borrow to consume instead of to conserve. And frankly, a lot of people will be in this category for their entire lifetime. This sometimes goes on for generations. They're always looking for happiness in things or in other people instead of themselves from within, or in thoughts. They have what I call decidophobia. Then we have the arrivers who begin to be captains of their own soul. From a financial standpoint, they learn the 3 marvels or miracles of wealth. They begin to be successful financially, physically, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, and what have you. Now, the difference between the thrivers of the world and the arrivers is that the thrivers repeat the process and they grow exponentially. They continue to expand and have a more and more abundant life because abundance breeds more abundance. Now, all too often, people, when they begin to approach retirement in particular, they hunker down and they get into this scarcity mentality. They just don't want to outlive their money. They stop doing what they did when they were thriving. And actually their money begins to dive, and their health and their everything, they begin to spend all of those things or consume. They stop growing. And so we have the survivors. These are the ones who just have this survival mentality or scarcity mentality. And so what ends up happening is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and their wealth and their health dives. You cannot believe how many people will spend all of their health accumulating their wealth, and then later in life they spend all their wealth trying to regain their health. What was that all for? Or people thrive and then they don't stay focused and continuing to do the things that they did to grow their wealth when they were thriving, and then they become that self-fulfilling prophecy. So this is really the stages of wealth, and what we try to do is help people not get caught up in that, to constantly be able to be a thriver, have that abundance mentality from one generation to the next, because sometimes you see this happen intergenerationally. And so remember to always thrive, have a life of abundance, get into that thriver or abundance mentality rather than buying into the scarcity mentality.